Hey everybody, Substatica here. In this video, we're going to be seeing what we can do to help out a fellow VR content creator in need. Before we get to that, I want to let you know that Meta, Skydance Interactive, and BMF VR are giving away a Meta Quest 2 and an exclusive Saints and Sinners backpack. There'll be a link in the description to where you can go enter for your chance to win. Now, BMF VR has found himself in a bit of a bind. He needs our help to decode the clues and the riddle contained in a package he received from the tower while he's gone on the run. So let's take a look at what he got, see if we can help out. Alright, let's take a look at what BMF received. First and foremost, a postcard. Greetings from French Quarter. Doesn't seem to be a lot going on that side of the card, but the back, or the front, depending on how you look at it, is a different story. My dearest niece, it's great to finally be here in New Orleans. So much history, so much culture, not to mention the delicious Creole cooking. Just a wonderful place you have to visit at some time. 8 states visited, so many more to go. Aunt Dolores. And it looks like Angelica, Noel, Cynthiana, Kentucky, Faux Street, 41031. Now you can see that under UV light, there's some letters circled, and we'll get back to those. But for now, let's check out the rest of the package. There was also a letter included. Are we really so short on paper that we gotta start using postcards to deliver messages? Guess it'll force us to be briefer in communications. Shift our tone in the letters a little. Doesn't match well with the tower look though, does it? Whatever, I sent you one of the postcards we found. It's already used, but it'll show you how much we can actually write on them. Look it over, get back to me with what you think. Who knows? Maybe there will be some unseen benefits in these things. And then he also received a Cipher decoder ring. We'll talk about this a bit later. And a puzzle piece with the letters EEPURL and a 6 with an arrow. So what does all this mean? Well, let's open up a notepad here and we'll start digging into it. So, the puzzle piece, EEPURL and a 6. So EEPURL and a 6. Right away, URL stands out. So that's kind of a hint we're going to work off of. And then in the postcard, we have the N from Nice. We have the word to. Then we have C, capital C actually, Creole. Just, the J from just. 8, and the letter D from Dolores. And then we have the Cipher ring and the letter. So, what are we going to do with all this? Well, if this was a cipher, it probably wouldn't be the word 2. So, I'm going to switch that to an actual digit 2. And now, EPURL, one of the things I initially thought was that if we put this on the end, it spells deep URL. But the combination of digits and characters makes this seem like a hash rather than a cipher, because a Caesar cipher is just shifting the alphabet and then replacing letters. Numerics don't really factor in that much to that type of cipher. Now if we were to actually open this as a URL, we end up at EPURL, a trackable shortening service for MailChimp's built-in Twitter integration. This service is no longer available for public use. We made this change in order to protect the reputation, blah blah blah, but the important part is down here. Existing URLs are still being redirected and EPURL still works in the app. So that tells me that this service is still functioning and someone may have recycled an old EPURL redirect. So, what does an EPURL redirect look like? Well, it's going to look like url.com/a hash code, something like this, N2CJ8D. But this is not a valid EAP URL. So what are we missing? Well, the package included a Caesar cipher wheel, as well as the number 6. So now a Caesar cipher wheel allows you to decode a Caesar cipher by turning the wheel a certain amount of notches. And in this case, we're going to turn the wheel 6 times because the number 6 is beside EAP URL. So what we do is we're going to click to rotate, and we're going to rotate until the A with the dot is over the 6 with the G. So you can see A is over 6. That means we've turned it 6 notches. Now what we're going to do is we're going to decode these letters, not the numbers because they don't factor in to the Caesar cipher. So if we look on the center ring of letters for the N, it translates to an H, and we're going to keep the capitalization the same. So we have an H, 2, C. So we look on the inner circle for a C, and we have W. So we want a capital W, and then we have a J. So we're going to look for J on the inner wheel, and then we have a D on the outer wheel. So capital D, 8, then we have a capital D, which is an X on the outer wheel. So we'll put an X there. Now we take this, add it as the hash to our EAP URL redirect, and let's see where this goes. Takes us to a site at Skydance Interactive, Greetings from the French Quarter, where you can sign up to get the latest and greatest news on the upcoming Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution. Now, big thanks go out to the others that worked on this with me. Peeps 2.0, who was the first one to hit on the correct URL, get his details into the newsletter. Nutty AK 2 Taps, Dr. Bread, Dr. K, GNQ Gaming, Smee is Me, and Dominowski. Well, there you go. Head on over and sign up for Retribution news, and hopefully, as a result of us solving this riddle, we'll get some new Retribution media. And hopefully BMF will be able to get back into the studio now that this is all sorted out and get back to making awesome VR content. Also, don't forget to follow the link in the description to enter for your chance to win a MetaQuest 2 and an exclusive Saints and Sinners backpack. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.